Hi, friends. How are you today? Happy Friday. It's Peggy Noe from prettypapercards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie, and she has on a pretty purple bow today. We're not exactly matching, but at least we're dressed up. She's dressed up. Let me check and make sure if we're live here. Okay, good. It looks like we are, which is always the most important thing. And I see Karen and Michelle. Welcome, welcome. How is your Friday going, girls? Let me know. Our Friday is kind of relaxed a little bit. Ruth, good to see you. The weather is kind of nice and warm. Ellie is feeling a little better. She's done pretty well the past couple days, although now she's looking like she's in a bit of a daze. Are you in a daze, baby? Hilda, good to see you. And Lisa and Tina, 64 in Granite Falls. Roz, good to see you. Yeah, it's been about 78 or 79 here today, and just kind of mellow, nothing huge going on. We're just a little bit mellow. Carol, good to see you. Yes, she does look pretty, Tina. Thank you. We did a little brush of her little face right before we came on today. What you doing, huh? What you doing? So, you guys, I am leaving on Monday. I'm going to backstage the Stampin' Up! Leadership Conference in Las Vegas, and it'll be Monday through, actually, it's through Wednesday at like 5, but we're coming home on Thursday, and I'm going with Dr. Robin. So I'm really excited, but little Miss Ellie is going to be home with Daddy the whole time. So, hello, Pam. Good to see you. Almost 80 today? Wow, wow. So Ellie will be home by herself with Daddy, and he's learning how to do the medicine, because the medicine that we give her is in a little syringe that you squirt in the side of her mouth. And he hadn't done that, but he did really well this morning. We started a trial, and he's doing really well. So you might think of them while I'm gone. They'll be here by themselves. If you need bail money, call me. We don't intend to get in any trouble. No, we're going to be, it's at the Red Rock Casino there. Oh, Tina, I'll be taking lots of pictures. Hi, Colleen. It's kind of its own resort, about 20 minutes or 25 minutes outside of Las Vegas. We were there 2 years ago. And it's very, very nice. So we're really looking forward to just getting away and relaxing and being with stamping friends. We have quite a few pals are coming, from Mary Fish's Stampin' Pretty Pals, because I'm under Mary, she's my upline, and then anyone who joins under me for 3 levels, 2 or 3 levels, is also under Mary. So there are lots of us that are pals, and we're really excited. There's a group going, and everybody's excited to see one another, because when else do you really see one another if they're from all over the country, right? So we're looking forward to that. We're excited. So I'm working this weekend to get my Faith Creations class out the door on Monday. I had said it would go out on Wednesday, but I'm not going to be here, so I have to speed everything up. Excuse me, and get everything out and have it in the mail by Monday. She wants to go. I'm going to let her go down and take her nap. So I'm working very hard. Let me see if I can turn my camera just a little bit this way. And you can see I've got all kinds of stuff there. I'm working real hard with all the cards, the class to go and all the cards. Louise, good to see you. Oh, Ruth is going to go to On Stage in March. Yay! Yay! And I hope a whole bunch of you go to On Stage in March. It's so much fun. It's going to be right in Long Beach. So it's very close for those of us on the West Coast, and we're already thinking about it. In fact, in my mind, I've been getting a little confused between on stage in March and backstage next Monday. Susie from Australia, welcome, welcome. Susie D, good to see you. Thanks for popping on and joining us all the way from Australia. Great to have you. Well, we have a few things, news things, and then we're going to make a little fun fold card today, like we usually do on Fridays. So what I want to remind you of is the my 8, let's see, what should I call it? An 8 video tutorial bundle. And Roz, yes, I know, poor Roz. I wanted you to come, but I know we'll send lots of pictures from on stage. So this is a group of 8 of us demonstrators who create something with a theme. And this month for November, we've created the quick, let's see, what are we calling it? Gift and treat packaging made simple. So lots of great ideas here for gift and treat packaging. And you get 8 different videos all bundled together with PDF tutorials. And you can get this free for a $50 order in my online store, or you can order it not in my online store, but in my tutorial shop on my blog for only $20. And I'll show you, I showed these the other day, my project. The project I did for the quick and easy gift and treat packaging was these cute little bags. And I do a video for you with all the measurements, trying to get it in the camera. And I made these using the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper, which is back in stock. And so we're going to be using it today. But these are great little bags. They perfect gift bags, not just for the holidays, but for all year round. So if you want to get that video tutorial plus 7 more, and there are ones that hold Ghirardelli squares, there's a little gingerbread man. So take advantage of this. It'll only be available during the month of November. And then something new that I'm starting that I've never had before, that I've never done before, I'm going to do 12 days of Christmas. And what this is, if you place an order with me in the month of November, even if it qualifies for the tutorial bundle and you get the tutorial bundle, in December, the first couple weeks, I'm going to be giving away 12 different gifts. And if you order from me in the month of November, your name will be placed in, and I usually do the wheel of names or the random number generator, and I will choose 12 different names from those who order from me in the month of November. And in December, you will receive a gift from me, a little holiday gift, a little Christmas gift. So it's the 12 days of Christmas. And I'm really excited about this because I love to send out gifts to all of you, and I know that you like to receive them. So place an order in November, anytime during the whole month, and you'll be entered to win one of those 12 gifts. Exciting, huh? Okay, let's turn you down and we'll get started. And here we go. Let me turn my lights down, see if we can get a little more light on the matter. The fun fold we're going to make today is an easy fun fold, but we're decorating it up real pretty. And what I'm calling it is the front flap fold. Say that fast. It's easy peasy, but it has a frame on it, and that's what makes it even more special because it really looks like a regular card, but then it flips open like this, and that's enough space to write in there. So this is what we're going to make today. I'm going to give you all the dimensions, so get your paper and pencil ready. And I really didn't want to use the Traditions of Christmas paper when you couldn't order it. So now you can order it. It's back in stock. If you want it, I would say get it right away because who knows, but it's been extremely popular and it's very beautiful. Hi, Vicki. Good to see you. Arizona for 2 weeks and back to Delaware. What a travel girl you are. My goodness. Okay, let's start making our card. And what we're going to use today, I can't get off using the Jolly Holly stamp set because I love the sentiments. And they're small and they fit what I'm making. Yes, put the word prize, because if you put the word prize, you'll be entered to win. And I will be here next Friday. I'll be back and I'll be able to tell you all about backstage, and I'll award the card we're making today. So I'm going to use the Jolly Holly stamp set, and then I'm going to use the Christmas greenery dies. These are beautiful. I love them. There's one die that's not on here, and that's the leaf die that we're going to use because I have it over to the side. And then another die that we're using that I have already actually used and die cut from is the Gallery Blooms. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Gallery Blooms, yeah. And this is the die set that has the 2 frames. I love these. I do a lot with these frames. 2 sizes, and so in advance, just to save a little time, I cut out a frame from gold foil. You can see it sparkling there. And actually it cuts 2, so I have a large one extra sitting there waiting for me to use that on a different project. But I wanted to use the small one today to come down off of that flap in our fun fold card. So let's get everything out, and I'm going to show you how to cut your card base, because that's the key to it. And what we have here is a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we want to cut it to 8 1/2. So I'm going to get out the arm of my paper trimmer, and it's already 4 1/4, so we want to cut 8 1/2 right here. And we can use this little scrap for some other things. Now I'm going to score at 5 1/2. So let's put it on the 5 1/2 mark. And I'm going to use the gray blade, which is the scoring blade. And this is what creates our little flap, just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my paper trimmer down, and we are going to what's called burnish that line so that our flap stays closed as much as possible. And now what we can do is use some of this gorgeous designer series paper. This is the Traditions of Christmas that I was telling you about. These are the 2 sides I'm not going to use, but they are gorgeous. I shouldn't have put my paper trimmer away. I can see that I still need it. So we're going to cut a piece of this paper, and the predominant color in our card today is Cherry Cobbler. So I'm going to cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. And that's going to go on the inside of our card. And then I'm going to cut a piece of this beautiful, beautiful paper. Look at that. When I hold it down, you can really, really see it. Isn't that just gorgeous? And I want this to be, let me check my directions here, 4 by 2 3/4. So it's not 4. Okay, so we have to go this direction. 4 by 2 3/4, just like that. And now we're going to be able to glue our pieces down to begin creating our beautiful design. So this one goes on the inside. Isn't that pretty? I'm using Petal Pink. It wasn't one of the colors named with the designer series paper, but I think that's the color that's these little dots. And also I think it goes really well with this beautiful poinsettia paper. So I'm just going to use it, and it goes well with this too if we wanted to use that side, but we're not going to today. We're going to use, I wanted to do the Cherry Cobbler because Cherry Cobbler is so pretty. So let's just get that right in there. So did any of you, it is beautiful paper. Did any of you go after that Starbucks bear that was such a big to-do yesterday? I want to know. My daughter went after it and didn't get it, of course, because hardly anyone got them. But it was such a big hit yesterday. if you heard about it, you know people were scrambling all over to get one, and there were so few. Let me know if you got one, because we're going to be jealous. But it's a little glass Christmas cup. They were calling it, I think, a barista. But it was really pretty cute. Okay, so this is our card base with the designer series paper on it, and it's just waiting for us to do something special. So the first thing we can put on is our pretty frame. Well, I'm not going to put it on. I'm going to set it there just so we can look at it. And then we're going to decorate the frame. And I'll just hold it up like this, and there you can see how gorgeous it looks. And what we're going to do with this frame is I've already pre-cut a piece of petal pink cardstock to go with our theme here, our color theme. And this piece is 2 1/4 by 4. And I'm going to adhere it right in here. But the first thing I'm going to do is I want to stamp some splatter on it. Now, you can splatter with all kinds of things. Splatter is very popular right now. But one thing I like to do is I like to splatter with a little dot stamp that I've saved for several years, and I see that it's kind of got some ink off to the side I want to get off. And that's what I like to do for splatter, because I think I've told you guys I don't really like messiness. So what I'm going to do is just take my little dot stamp and just lightly stamp all over this little piece. And then we're not going to tell anybody, but we know it's not real official splatter that we put it on with a little tiny stamp. And we didn't make a mess. What do you think about that? I don't like making a mess. So there's our bits of splatter, and that's cherry cobbler ink. And it just makes it a little more modern looking, I think. So now we're ready to adhere it to our frame. And so what I'm going to do is, let me get my glasses on. Got to see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and put just the thinnest line of the multi-purpose glue, if I can, all along very close to the edge of this piece, and that is going to be used to adhere this piece to the gold frame. Just like this, just a tiny, tiny bit. Then we're going to put the gold frame right over it. I feel like my gold frame got a little torn up. I don't know how. It's a little torn up. I just cut it a short time ago, so I don't know how that happened. And when you do it that way, your piece is, oh, thank you so much, Charlene. Dottage. Yes, I think it's dottage. Dottage. But that way you don't have to make a big mess, because when you splatter, it makes a big mess all over the desk. Okay, so now we can adhere this, and we're going to use some dimensionals. And the goal is to get it right in the center, the same distance above, below, and those two matching, and, center it. So what we're going to do is adhere it with some dimensionals. And I think this gold frame really makes this card, because it goes so well with that beautiful gold in the designer series paper. So I'm just lifting it up, and I want to make sure that I don't put these too far down, because we want to just adhere it to the top flap. So we'll take off our little paper pieces. Do you guys find these all over your house? I do. I do. They fall here in my room usually, and then all of a sudden there's one in the kitchen, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did that get there? Okay, so we're going to center this from top to bottom and side to side. Just like that. And now let's make sure you can't see the dimensionals from underneath, so that's a good thing. Okay. Now we want to put a little piece on the inside so that you can write. And for your measurements, this is 2 1/2 by 4. And we're going to do a little stamping on this from the Jolly Holly stamp set, remember? And because our front is going to say Merry, and we'll stamp that in a second, I'm going to stamp Christmas on the inside. in cherry cobbler, just like that. And it doesn't have to necessarily be centered. It kind of is, but it could be off to the side. And then for the top, I'm going to put some of these cute little holly leaves with berries. Now we could color these in if we wanted to. I don't necessarily want to, because I would color the leaves green, and we don't really have any green in our card today. Oh, I'm going to leave this out because we're going to stamp our Mary in just a second. So let's adhere this to the inside of our card. With just a little bit of glue, and we want to have it on the top. The measurement I gave you will make sure that it stays out of view from the front. And I can just put it right over the top of that designer series paper, just like that. So it opens perfectly. You found them on your cats, Ruth? Oh my goodness, everywhere. Everybody totally knows what I'm talking about, don't you? Okay, now we're going to stamp a little strip of petaled pink cardstock. This is, let me check my measurements for you, 5/8 inches wide. And this is where we're going to stamp Mary, the word Mary, to go with the inside. So the outside is going to say Mary, the inside is going to say Christmas. So you just have to pay a little bit of attention to get that on there. It fits really perfectly. And I think that is it for our stamping, except while we have the pad out, let's go ahead and stamp our envelope here. And I'm going to stamp that with those holly berries. I think I used these on Wednesday also because I like them so much. Holly leaves and berries. And it's just a nice little subtle, stamp there. Okay, now we have our sentiment. I'm not going to cut the strip yet because we need to do some other things. And the pieces that we're going to put on here, we're going to cut some gold leaves. So let me bring up my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that I love so much. And this die is from, like I mentioned in the beginning, the Christmas Greenery stamp set. These are fabulous. I love this die, the pine branch. This is so fabulous. And all of these, that's a bow. This is such a great die set. But I'm going to use this large leaf die and some gold foil. Because gold is in the designer series paper, I wanted to carry on with that theme. So we'll just run this through. It is gorgeous, so gorgeous. And like I said, it's back in stock, so if you need some, get it now. I'm thrilled they got it back. I think it's a little earlier than they had expected, which I'm so happy about. So now I'm just using my Take Your Pick tool to get the little pieces out here. Just like that. And I think it's loosened it. Isn't that just such a pretty leaf cluster, I guess we'll call it. So we're going to use this on the front of our card. We're going to use our sentiment Mary, and I've got several other things here if I can find them. I pre-cut 2 flowers from some of the paper, and I'll show you what I mean. You can cut these papers. Let me just see here. You might have used, I think I used this one. I used this paper, and it's full of poinsettias and white flowers. I'm not sure what the flowers are, but I decided to cut, and the dies do cut some sheets of the cardstock, but of the designer series paper, but they don't cut this particular pattern. So I like to fussy cut. So I did a little fussy cutting, and I cut this poinsettia, and I cut these 2 little white flowers, which I thought would look really nice here. And so that's what we're going to do to decorate our card, is we're going to use these elements. They call them elements. And for my large flowers, I usually just put 1 dimensional because I want to be able to tuck things down under. And what I want to do also is, I had to cut that a little odd there because it was, you know, on the designer series paper with some other things. So I was thinking I would position this so that the sentiment could come right out like that. So I think that's what we'll do, okay? And then the leaves. Now, it is kind of a large leaf grouping, but I think it's larger than the other one that I used. I trimmed the other one up a little bit. You can trim this if you think it's too large. You could cut it right in there. But I actually think this one is going to look good just like that. I know it's a little bit hard for you guys to see because of the shininess of the foil, but I think it would look good right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue this down because, like I mentioned, I like to tuck things under my main elements, like the big flowers. And I'm just going to put little bits of glue in here to hold this down. And then I usually don't put too much glue on the top because I like that to be able to kind of stand up. So I'm going to tuck this under here, pull it up a bit, just like that. Now let's do our sentiment. And I do want to stick it under there, so I'm going to trim a little off the edge. And then I think I'm going to do what's called a flagged end. Most of you know how to do a flagged end, I think. I'm going to cut it there, and then you cut down the center, and that's what they call this, a flagged end. And then from each corner to that center line that you just cut. And it creates what's called a flagged end. There we go. Can you see that? A little flagged end. And so I'm going to stick my little sentiment right in there. And again, I'm going to glue it because I want it to be under the flower by poinsettia. So we're just going to tuck it right under there. And now we have our two white flowers that we can just put any place we take a little notion to put them. So I'm kind of thinking that looks good. But you get to play. That's what I love about it, is you just get to play around and put things in wherever you want. So I'm going to tuck this under and glue that one down like that. And then this one, I think I will use another dimensional to raise that white flower up the same level as the poinsettia. So let's see here. Just like that. And now for a finishing touch, I'm not using gems today. Hi, Lori. Yes, the dies are beautiful. I'm not using gems, but I am going to use this favorite baker's twine, and it's gold. This baker's twine, if you look for it in the online store, it's called black and white and gold, because there's a roll of black and gold, and they say this is white, but I think it's a little bit beige looking or very vanilla looking. But it goes so beautifully with gold toned cards. So I'm going to tie a little bow. We're going to put a little bow of this gorgeous gold baker's twine. I've gone through several of these already, I want you to know. And let's see, we're just going to pull the little loops out and try to arrange that bow just the way we want it to be. And now, where are my little mini glue dots? I thought I had those out here. I'm sure I did. Oh, here they are. You know how that is. It's right in front of you. Okay. So I'm going to adhere this with a little mini glue dot, and I think I'm going to put it right over there, and that way the little tails won't interfere with the sentiment. Just going to get one of those glue dots right off there and put it right on the back of the knot. It's very sticky, I have to say. It's just totally sticking on everything and ruining my bow. Goodness sakes. Okay, here we go. All right. And now we can just tuck that right up there. Now where did I don't know where my mini, oh, there it is. The mini glue dot got stuck on my finger now. I think I'm going to need another one. Okay, let's get another one, and we're going to go about this a different way. I'm going to put the mini glue dot right there where I want my baker's twine to sit, and we're going to press this down on it. Just like that. There we go. More than one way to skin a cat, right? Okay, there's our card. Where's our envelope? Here's our envelope. Deborah, good to see you. So this is really a quick and easy card, and I even made it a little more complicated by, I went ahead and fussy cut early. I cut the frame out early, so that made it go a little quicker. But you don't have to do all that decorating. You can do just whatever you want on this little front flap card. And it's fun and different, and yet it looks very traditional from the top. And I think it's an easy way to make something that people will really love and be surprised by. They'll say, oh, and then they open it up like this, and it says Merry and then Christmas. So that's our card for today. That's going to be the prize for next week. And now let me turn you up here. There you are. And we're going to give away the prize from last week, which was another Christmas card. We're just in the throes of making Christmas cards, and we have to be, because it's the first week of November is gone. And you know, I don't know about you guys, but do you have friends who send you get their Christmas cards during the Thanksgiving break? They send them very early. So if you're one of those people, I'm not that early, but if you are one of those people and you want to send your Christmas cards so that people get them during the Thanksgiving break, then you need to be making them now. I mean, it's time to get them finished, right? Thank you, Charlene. It is a wow card, and the one from last Friday was a wow card too. That's why I'm focusing on Christmas, because I know you guys want to get yours done. So this was the fun fold that we had last week. That was also a wow. And again, not that hard. Once you just make that, make that cut, that angle cut, you just decorate. That's it. The same with today's. So you just decorate that card. And it's just, and I thought I did. I used that little holly leaves stamp. So this is the card that's the prize for today. And the winner from today is Holly Paplow. Holly, congratulations. I'm so glad you won. And I have your address, so I'll be sending this out to you. I'm hoping to get all my prize cards out also in the mail, so they go out on Monday when I leave for Las Vegas. So congratulations, Holly. I'm so glad that you won. And all the rest of you, put the word prize if you want an opportunity to win this cute one that we just did today. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and be watching for posts, because Robin and I like to take pictures. I do mostly, but I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures when we're backstage. So be watching, and we hope our plane takes off. And doesn't our plane flight, you know, that right now that's all iffy. So I hope everyone gets there. And I will be back a week from today, and I'll talk to you all about backstage and how it was, and show you this. We're going to get stuff. We're going to get the new spring catalog. So I'm super excited, and I'm looking